Imagine committing a crime so carefully that police believe nothing happened at all. No struggle, no blood, no weapon, no body. This was the crime of Hell Craft. Her husband, Richard Craft, thought he could get away with murder, and for a while he almost did. The investigation began with a tip, a strange smell coming from the backyard of a property owned by her husband. Police arrived to find a scene that no one could have imagined. A woodchipper, ordinary in appearance, was humming quietly. Inside it concealed the unthinkable fragment of a human body. It was an attempt to erase a life, to make evidence vanish into metal plates and shredded pieces. The victim's husband quickly became the focus of the investigation. To outsiders, he seemed devastated, grieving a missing wife, concerned and confused. But as detectives dug deeper, inconsistencies began to appear in his statement. He was evasive about her last known movement, about where he had been, and about his own actions on the day she disappeared. Behind his calm exterior, a dangerous, escalating mind had been at work. It became clear that this was no random act of violence. The husband had lured his wife to the property under the pretense of resolving an argument. But what unfolded next was beyond imagination. Using the wood chipper, he attempted to obliterate any trace of her existence. The act was so methodical, carried out with terrifying precision. It was a crime designed to shock the community, to erase a person completely, yet it also revealed a chilling aspect of human obsession and betrayal. Forensic teams faced the grim task of reconstructing what had happened. Despite the attempt to destroy evidence, small traces remained. Blood fragments, fibers, and DNA samples. Every detail was crucial. Every discovery added to the picture of a husband who had crossed every boundary of trust, love, and human decency. Investigators could not help but feel the weight of the planning involved, the cold detachment required to commit such a crime against someone you shared a life with. Harley Craft was the picture of reliability. Originally from Denmark, she was a veteran flight attendant for Pan Am. She was known for her punctuality, her devotion to her children, and her calm demeanor. Her husband, Richard Craft, was her opposite in many ways. A pilot for Eastern Airlines and a part-time volunteer police officer. Richard was stuck, cold, and as it turned out, deeply unfaithful. On November 19, Hal didn't show up for her scheduled flight. Her friends were immediately panicked. Hal wasn't the type to just go away. In fact, she had recently told her divorce lawyer something chilling. If anything happens to me, don't think it was an accident. When her friend questioned Richard, his story was a moving target. First, she was visiting her mother in Denmark. Then, he said she was with a friend in France. His tone wasn't one of a worried husband. It was one of a man annoyed by the inconvenience of the questions. The police were initially hesitant to move Richard as one of their own. a volunteer officer with a clean record, but a private investigator hired by Hell and a persistent group of her friends refused to let the cold go case. As the investigation slowly gained steam, detectives began looking into Richard's recent purchases. This is where the perfect murder started to unravel. Days before Hell vanished, Richard had bought a new freezer. When police eventually searched the house, that freezer was gone. Then came the smoking gun of the paper tray, a receipt for the rental of a large commercial-grade woodchipper. Now, why would a man need a woodchipper in the middle of a snowstorm? Richard claimed he was clearing debris, but the police found it suspicious that he had been spotted towing the machine toward Lake South, the same area where the witness had that mechanical screaming in the night. Dr. Henry and his team descended on the banks of Lake Zoa. They began an agonizing slow process, melting the snow and sifting through the mud and frozen brush. All they found was a nightmare of forensic biology. They didn't find healthcraft, they found what the woodchipper had left behind. 2 660 hairs, one fingernail polished with pink lacquer, tiny bone fragment, and finally the breakthrough, a single human tooth attached to a piece of chawed bone. Through the dental records, they confirmed it. The tooth belonged to Hurley. Forensic experts also found a chainsaw in the lake with its serial number filed off. Using chemical etching, they recovered the number. It matched a chainsaw Richard had purchased on the teeth of that saw, human tissue and hair that matched Hurley. The theory was very gruesome but clear. Richard had killed her in the bedroom, frozen her body to make it a much easier to process, and then used the chainsaw and woodchipper to dispose of her remains into the icy river, believing the water and the storm could wash away the evidence forever. So what happened in the moment leading up to the murder? Likely there was argument, manipulation, and a calculated law. The husband knew her routines, her habits, and exploited them. This was not spur of the moment. It was premeditated, cold, and terrifyingly precise. And why the cases like this grip us so tightly? Because they remind us that horror does not always come from strangers in dark. Sometimes it comes from people we trust most, the ones we share homes with and life with. This was a human's life, stolen in the most gruesome way imaginable. This was a husband, seemingly ordinary, whose actions revealed the unimaginable capacity for murder. The Woodchipper murder is unforgettable, terrifying, and a stark cautionary tale. Evil can hide in plain sight behind the most familiar face. For more crime stories, unresolved murders, and cases that still don't make sense, follow the channel, like the video, and share it with someone who loves true crime.